Hey guys, this is Jason Asbury from STORMRULER. Play guitar, vocals, bass on record.
This is Jesse Schobel. I play drums in STORMRULER and vocals on a song or two.
We're going to do a little talk through for you on this album. We started off with the first track, Hymns of the Slumbering Race, which is just a acoustical track that we made. A lot of inspiration drawn from Opeth, Dawn, Allegiance of Reed, the classical
Oh yes,
acoustic intro of the record.
Piece. Yeah, it kind of sets the mood. Yeah, very fun to do.
Ease you into the bombardment of the actual track itself.
Yeah, I love the sound of the guitar on this too. It's really kind of classical sounding, kind of roomy sounding.
Say Gabe crushed on this,
yeah,
on the acoustic on this.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, totally.
I did tell Gabe to actually include as much reverb as he could on this. Make it nice and wet, saturate it.
Yeah, I know that's always like engineer's favorite thing is when you're like, more reverb.
Yeah, we need more verb.
Also, the solo you whipped out is quite, you know, a nice,
Ooh,
very good mood setter.
absolutely.
Dig that for sure.
This next track is Internal Fulmination of the Grand Deceivers. One of our few Bloodborne songs, actually, about Mikolash.
Oh my god, dude. That boss fight, wow. Don't even get me started. He's running away
A lot
from
of
you,
chasing.
and,
Yeah, a lot of chasing.
Yes. Yeah, classic STORMRULER style intro to the song where it gets a big hits and then like a theme that kind of gets set. You know, like we love doing that, and like I think this is like a really good example of it. And yeah, very kind of dissection-y influenced also with
It's a very dissection-y influenced song, this one.
Yeah.
Also kind of summoning influenced later on.
Yeah, the themes, definitely.
Jumps in and out. This isn't the one with the Sabaton outro, is it?
It is not. That's a little later in the record, but yeah.
I remember.
Gotta throw it all in there. But yeah, this song has a nice breakdown in the middle, acoustic intro, and then just the drums come in. I love that kind of like Catatonia-ish kind of vibe, and a nice like mid-tempo in the
Kind of
middle.
Moon Sorrowy, if you will.
Yeah, totally, very much.
Breaking it down.
A lot of Moon Sorrow influence in this band, really. And then after the mid-tempo section in the middle with a nice solo and stuff, one of the faster blast parts on the record, I think.
The Imperial riffage later on.
Yeah.
I actually got a big influence from Windear on the verses on this one for the little lead that goes on the underlying lead.
For sure. Oh, yes. He always has those kind of like satellite sounding
arpeggiated things going on.
Yeah, love that. Yeah.
So this one is the first interlude of the record that isn't acoustic. It's Adrift Dark Halls of Vinheim, which is drawn from the Dark Souls series, the College of Vinheim, Magic School.
Yeah, they talk about it a lot, but you never quite go there, but it sure is an epic place. Yeah, this song, you know, just kind of creates what it would be like to, like, you know, wander the halls of some sorcery school where all manner of spirits and dark demons lurk, and kicks it into the next song, I think, in an appropriate way.
This track is To Bear the Twin Faces of the Dragon. This one is also a Dark Souls influenced song about reaching true consummate sorcerer and basically bearing both the bellowing rings of the dragon.
Yeah,
The
those
dragon
rings are
crest
clutch.
rings.
Yep, Big
Bellowing.
Hat himself, I think, was, he might have had
They say the bellowing and the lingering ring. If you can bear those, and you have reached
ring.
true consummate sorcery.
Yeah, and we played this song on the Devastation tour. That was kind of like our first debuting of it, and it always felt really good to play. Just kind of starts off with a ferocious riff, blast attack, and then starts to thrash out right when you need it.
Good melodic thrash section.
Great solo in the middle by
Yeah,
you.
one of the first solos I wrote for this record, actually.
Came out quite well. I remember it didn't change much from the demo. Like the demo, you laid
we laid it down.
Yeah,
and that was
like,
it.
that was the one. Yeah, and the song is minimal mid-tempo with the exception of your solo part, but it's cool because when it happens, you're kind of like ready for some headbanging action, and yeah, the song kills.
Kind of takes it from the aggressive onslaught of the blasting and everything to a more somber.
It does.
Lead section, if you will.
Yes, the mood changes a little bit, but just like we felt like just the
enough.
right way.
But
it's
then
not terribly long.
But then immediately drops you into the pounder.
Wow. Oh yeah. So it's like Diabolical Masquerade.
Yeah, straight Diabolical
influence.
Masquerade.
And if you recall, we were gonna do it like we're gonna do a key change up and play it, and then we're gonna go bring it back down.
We're gonna do it like 6 times.
Too many times.
And do all
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
too many times. But yeah, I love playing it. Every time that riff popped up, man,
True crusher.
Yeah, it feels really good to play that. Can't go back into the blast afterwards. Just like
The outro of this song actually is another Windier influence.
Oh yeah, yep.
Actually drawing influence from their song Fawning, where it just comes out to that
yes.
2-part
Like
buzzsaw where just a quick fade. I love the execution.
There's a power behind just like a expressive buzzsaw, you know, like 2 notes, 3 notes, like.
And a good fade.
Oh yeah,
People sleep on the fades.
love a fade.
Love a good fade.
Fade me.
So next interlude on the track, this is In Light of Paleblood, another Bloodborne call out.
Yeah, atmospheric. Wanted to start with a very, low end, nighttime sounding kind of piece to simulate, how you feel at the end of when you get to that ending in Bloodborne and you do fight the moon presence. And yeah, just kind of very. What does the full moon sound like? I don't know. It kind of sounded like this to me at the time, So yeah.
All right, up next we have Entranced Within the Moon Presence. This is the only other Bloodborne song on this record, actually.
I'm reminded of when we demoed this song, and we were both a little bit, if I recall, a wee bit inebriated.
What do we call this song? The demo was called...
The tentative title was Drunken Song.
Yeah.
Because we were just like, the first riff, we were just like, what if we were just like... Because
we
just like sounded
we had
awesome.
a night at, was it Up Down?
I don't know, we were drinking somewhere.
Some
yeah,
barcade, playing some pinball.
Yeah.
Drunk. Came back here. Came down as we normally do.
Yeah, the gear was out, and we were just like,
I think I said,
I
have an idea for a riff.
Yeah,
And we sat down. I think we wrote the whole song that night.
Yeah, we just crushed that song out. Like, everything just completely flowed out of it. And yeah, from the first riff to the end, it was just like, this is what's got to happen. And I remember the blast part in the song actually is kind of tough. Drunkenly, it didn't seem that tough, but then like later on, I was like, God damn! And it's like one of the few blasts that I don't use a single foot.
I was the duck walking.
It is, and then I remember when we were like kind of finalizing the song, you were like, we should have 8 more times in the blast. I was like,
we should double up on this blast because I got some words I want to say.
It did have to happen though, like it had to be that many times. And to be honest, now that I've played it a handful of times, like it's not good.
Not as bad.
Yeah, so this song...
No, definitely told as from the perspective of the hunter waking up and going through the trials and tribulations, if you will.
Man,
of
what a night to be alive.
Truly.
Not for long, of course.
One of the only couple songs on this record that have a mid-tempo verse. I'm more rocked out.
Well, we do have a couple others.
A couple times, but as far as the verses go,
yeah.
A lot of this song is mid-tempo.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a really fun just song to pound out. It's there's kind of like no frills, just like some metal riffs. No, it's not though. But there's more.
Drawn a lot of inspiration on the verses from Falkenbach.
Yes.
Big Falkenbach influence on this
totally.
one.
Absolutely. I feel that.
Some Falk influence and Emperor influence, of course.
Yeah, and then I like to fade out on the end with one of the like main themes of the song.
More tribally outro. Another good fade.
Yep. Fade the days.
Faded. So opening up side B of the vinyl is Invocation of the Black Sacrament. Kind of influence drawn from Dissection's Somber Lane of the dueling guitar intro fade in. But Invocation of the Black Sacrament actually comes from the Elder Scrolls. And it's what they do to basically summon the Night Mother and call the Dark Brotherhood.
Exactly.
Which ultimately is what the next track is about.
Yeah, love the acoustic that comes in halfway through the intro, and this is another song that we debuted live.
Which you actually thought of the acoustic.
I did, yeah. I was late in the game. I was like, we should do this acoustic
It was
thing.
like while we were already recording.
Yeah, we were like,
there should be some acoustic.
What if
we?
Yeah, it was one of those what if we did this moments. Yeah, turned out good though.
I say a lot more acoustic passages on this record.
Yeah, yeah, yes. This song, yeah, for sure has.
This whole album has more.
Yeah, and this song went well, I think, on the Devastation tour when we played it.
It was a crowd favorite for sure.
Especially
the
pre-verse
right
intro.
before we go to the the pre-verse intro with the vocal break.
People love that.
But also
one.
the break before the solo, where we come out of that like 6-8 pounder and we go straight into like that Imperial riff.
Oh man, that always, it's like they knew the song.
As soon as we break
already.
into that Imperial.
Yeah, like every night, no matter where we were, people are always right there. We're like,
yeah.
Yeah, we were just like, man, there's something about this part right here seems to be.
Also one of my favorite parts of the show. When we hit that little part right there, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely happy with the way that song turned out. So Oathpact is a little piece I threw together to introduce the next song, 10 Heralds, which is, these two songs are inspired by the Stormlight Archive books by Brandon Sanderson, which I read recently. And this song, Oathpact, is basically, to me, like, as an attempt to simulate the footsteps of the last Herald, and then he takes his shard blade and like slams it into the ground at the very end.
Oh yeah, I love the sword at the end of this.
Yeah.
It's a perfect cue for pulling it off too.
That is like, the Oath Pact has been broken, and like that very moment. Oof. Yeah, and it's, I love it.
Great intro.
Yeah, so 10 Heralds starts off with a nice death metal riff.
Almost Bloodbath influenced on this one.
Yeah, dude, real Swedish death, totally. Yeah, and then
just right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, and then kind of a black metal riff.
Kind of takes that Bloodbath turn and then goes straight into the Imperial Mardukian.
Yeah, it keeps this kind of like single note idea, like root note, but then kind of explores it. And yeah, lyrically just talks about, you know, the Heralds and the general backstory from the Stormlight Archive, which I recommend anyone read who's into that kind of stuff.
Also, people on their first listen through of this record might not realize, though, it's the one song you do vocals on.
Yes, yes. I would mention that these are my dulcet tones. And yeah, I like to do one song vocals.
Some folks might not even realize that on the last record, we also had a song where you do vocals.
Fear the Old Blood, yeah, is also my...
We have a pattern where there's going to be probably at least one song.
Yeah, it's really fun to do vocals in the studio.
If no one has ever tracked death metal, black metal vocals,
man. So fun.
Ever.
Yeah, like you got to kick me out of there,
awesome.
you know, like it's so fun to do. So it's like my lyric writing is not, you know, great, but it's kind of fun to experiment with that too. I wouldn't ever be able to do entire records.
I do have to say though, I do appreciate the lyrics on this record.
On
this song.
Yeah, man, you know, like it's just kind of trying to keep it real. And I remember you helped hone the patterns, you know, to what are kind of easier for you to play and sing. And I think it turned out really well. Kind of a Marduk influence in the middle of the song a bit.
Which surprisingly ended up being one of my favorite tracks on this record. I love
Turned
it.
out great.
I love riffing
and it's a
this song.
shorter song, but
Yeah.
goddamn, by the end of playing it, I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, there's no room to breathe on this.
yeah,
on
it
this,
is a
on this
blazer
song.
for sure.